Here's the thing, dude. If you're the Toronto Maple Leafs, I think you have to get first. Because if you play either Tampa or Florida, you're losing in the first round. Ice is ready, and we are back with another episode of the Empty Netters podcast brought to you by BetMGM. I am your host, Dan Powers. He's been called nostalgic, but some might call him a hoarder when they find the drawer in his dresser filled with t-shirts he's been collecting since he was 5 years old that he has never worn, not even once. Chris Powers. Oh, God. Oh, no. When you do stuff like this, I feel like you don't think about the listeners.
As always.
Wow, I'm shocked that was a more subdued one.
I was not keep you on your toes. Also,
yeah, that felt like it was gonna come hard and hot.
Also, I would say that I am a light hoarder.
Nope.
Light.
Nope. There's no way you can emphasize light that many times.
Yes, you can do, because hoarding is a disease, and that is an actual thing that people do.
Yes.
And I am nostalgic and keep things 100%, but there's like, even the ones you listed, those are just in a drawer. It's not like in my way. Yeah, you know, like if things start getting in my way, even I'm like, all right, I gotta get rid of this shit.
Yeah.
So I'm doing you a service by even calling it hoarding, which is why there's several emphasis on light. And where I was really headed is everybody laughs now. Everybody loves to laugh now. But soon, Dan, when that Kirby Puckett never worn rookie tee.
Yeah, like you think that Minnesota Timberwolves Steph Marbury jersey, knockoff jersey, is going to be worth a lot?
I'll be rich. And guess who's getting none of the sale money?
Let's be honest, what of your stuff that you have saved do you think actually has the most value?
I legitimately think, Dan, that there are articles, because it's mostly clothes, eh? Like I can't really recall many. I had some cards. I had some baseball cards, I think. But that industry went crazy. Yeah. But I don't really have any.
Cards I'm not really going to knock you for.
Yeah, but like I don't have any. It went so crazy that it's not just, you can't just have a card anymore. Yeah. Like I used to be like, oh, I have so-and-so's rookie card. But now it's like, well, dude, is there a jersey thing? And does it say 1 of 10 on it? And, you know, it's like, no, it's a fucking baseball card from 1993. But I bet, dude, during, longtime listeners know my Christmas saga always and how deep down the rabbit hole I go looking for gifts. Our uncle's a huge Red Sox fan. So when I'm usually, when I'm getting him gifts, I'm deep in eBay land. And some of that shit is like, oh, this is like the actual fucking program. You know, get your programs here, that thing. It's an actual program from this game. And people are like, $600. And I'm like, what, dude? It was 25 cents. So do I think I'm getting rich off anything in that? I know the dresser you're talking about. Do I think I'm getting rich off any of that? No, not rich. But I bet some of those things in 20 more years, I'm like, oh, I have this Nomar, like this vintage Nomar thing. There's Red Sox fans that are like, yeah, a couple $100. Like I bet I could make 4 figures from that dresser.
Why don't you do it then?
Because it needs a little bit more time. It's got to cook a little bit longer.
You don't think the Nomar shirt has probably found its...
No, because I think it's us gets old. You know, like I'm like 70, God willing. And then someone's like, dude, there's like this vintage Nomar thing. And I'm like, oh my God, remember that, dude? Remember those days? And I got some money and I'm fucking retired. And I'm like, boom, $500.
You have such a special mind.
I know.
It's really incredible.
It's awesome. I'm going to be good. And now you're pissing me off again. Now you can't have any of the money. You were back in the money. Now you're out of the money.
I don't want it.
Oh, okay. I don't want it, dude.
I didn't deserve it.
Yeah, you're damn right you don't deserve it.
We're going to be, in your mind, we're going to live in the future where T-shirts are not a thing, that it's all digital.
Yeah.
Everyone walks outside naked. They've got a little wristwatch that projects an outfit that they want.
Yeah.
And then, now we've got buku bucks.
Now we're in the money,
because you've got a dresser full of untouched
Cotton.
T-shirts.
Cotton.
100%.
Boom.
Fruit of the loom.
Dude, get rich, bro.
Now you're rich.
Dude, cotton is the new currency. I didn't
Everyone
realize
keeps
that, dude.
everyone keeps thinking it's water.
No, it's
Wrong.
cotton.
It's actually cotton.
Shit.
We got to be careful with this conversation.
I am rich, dude.
It's getting really close to racist. Getting really close to racist, saying cotton is the currency of the future.
That's true.
Gotta chill out. Gotta
That's
chill
true.
out. Gotta chill out.
Okay. I'm chill. And I'm rich.
We just finished a Chilling at the Far Blue.
I'm still chilled
Me too.
from it. I'm pretty cold.
We've got a new Chilling at the Far Blue coming to you guys very soon. Jordan Spence of the LA Kings.
boy,
joining
dude.
us,
My
our
boy.
Probably the funniest one we've ever done.
Yeah, definitely is the funniest one.
No offense, Juice. No offense, Kev. No offense, AI.
No offense, Brownie. No offense,
Choppy.
Chop.
But goddamn.
It just he was down to clown.
He also got prepped a little bit.
Yeah, we were like, dude, just roll with it.
Yeah. And he rolled.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. We've got some real significant wild card race discussions to get into.
Yep.
But before we do that, you wanted to talk about pop?
I want to talk about pop.
Soda pop?
I have a question for the listeners. I'm mostly polling the listeners, so please leave a comment. And maybe someone can leave a comment that's like, this button is this like button is for this one. And maybe we can do a poll. I don't even know. We can probably put a poll in a comment. We can pin a poll comment. A few years ago, I found out that Diet Coke, basically the Coca-Cola company was like, here's Coca-Cola, everybody drink it. And then we all did. And then people were like, man, there's a lot
After
of
they pumped it full of cocaine.
Yeah. So
Just
yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
doused it in
Originally it was
cocaine.
boom, blow.
You know when you see a video of someone taking a cup of coffee, just doing a couple scoops of sugar? That's the Coca-Cola company was doing with cocaine.
Cocaine.
Know what I had for breakfast? Cocaine.
Did you know that's why all the commercials were, all the original Coke commercials, glass bottle Coke was like with polar bears and snow?
Because
they were like,
they're going like this. It's blow.
It's mostly cocaine.
It's Coke, guys.
You
And
were
we're
looking
like,
on the
no,
back.
we get it.
46 grams of sugar. And they were like, we're not even going to put how many
46 grams of Coke.
Yeah, boom.
Why do you think it's jazzing you up so much?
So original Coke was cocaine. Then they were like, just sugar. That was fucked up.
Percocets.
Yeah, it was cocaine, Percocets,
Sugar.
cane
Sugar.
sugar.
Processed sugar.
Yep. Then
Meth.
Vicodin. Yeah. Then they were like, the people are clamoring for a non-sugar version. So they made Diet Coke, but there was an issue that the Coca-Cola company didn't want. The recipe, the flavor is so its own thing. They were like, we're making Diet Coke, which is literally a different tasting thing.
Yeah.
It does not taste the same as Coke. And then eventually people were like, yo, and Diet Coke became a huge thing in this country mostly. And then some people were like, yo, this doesn't taste like Coke. I just want Coke with no sugar. How can you not do that? And then Coke Zero became a thing. I had never even had Coke Zero. And all my Canadian friends and European friends were like, we drink Coke Zero. And I was like, what's the fucking difference? And they were like, it tastes like Coke. Yours doesn't. And people like yours. So people like Diet Coke more than Coke Zero because they don't want that taste.
It's wild how much Diet Coke became a thing. Like people were like, that's its own thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So then I tried Coke Zero and I was like, oh yeah, I see this. And we're a Pepsi guy. I don't really drink that much Coke of any variety. I'd much rather a DP.
I've officially swung you.
I always like, even when I was drinking sugar soda.
You're not going to give me credit for Pepsi?
No.
You're not going to give me credit for that?
I liked Pepsi product.
What are you talking about?
I was always the Pepsi product guy.
What are you
for
talking
maybe
about?
Is Sprite Coke or Pepsi?
Coke, bitch.
Okay, so that was the one because I do like Sprite more than 7-Up. But otherwise, I was on the Pepsi side.
You got to give you come on.
I was drinking sugar Pepsi before you were done. Never mind. There's a typical joke there, but it's my mom too. So
yeah, watch.
Fuck you.
Watch your mouth when you're talking about my mom.
We were sucking on a pacifier. I was drinking sugar Pepsi.
Watch your mouth when you're talking about my mom.
I was drinking sugar.
This is bullshit, dude.
I went off.
Also, I'm not proud of this. I like Diet Pop too much.
You do.
I drink it too much.
The bubbles are bad, dude.
The bubbles, they're killing our bone density.
They're killing my teeth.
Teeth are falling out of your head, not from meth, from Diet Pop.
From Diet Pop. So here's my point. Today we went to the store. We're pretty. I would say we're a very heavy Dr. Pepper show, top to bottom. So I go to the store and I go, it's Redmond and Teeps are there. Boom, I grab 2 Coke Zeros for my Canadian boys. I know they love Coke Zero. And I grab a Diet DP Dr. Pepper for you, and I grab a Diet Dr. Pepper for you. And then I was about to grab one for myself, and then I see that they have Dr. Pepper Zero, and I was like, I'm gonna get that for me. And I almost got it for you guys, but I hadn't run it by you yet. Didn't want to throw you curveballs.
It was nice of you.
So I got you the Diets. And I much prefer the zero because it tastes. Diet Dr Pepper is pretty good in terms of
tastes like Dr Pepper.
Tasting like it, but the zero tastes exactly like it.
That's what I'm saying. The zero tastes like Dr Pepper.
But I'm saying Diet Dr Pepper is pretty close for among diets.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty close to the original, but the zero is exactly the same. And I'm
like,
why aren't we all drinking zeros?
I mean, Europe's been on this game for a minute, son.
So we should be on zeros.
Yeah, that's why I'm a Max guy, Pepsi Max.
Because that's zero?
Yeah, Pepsi Max is their Pepsi Zero.
Yeah, like that's fucking.
Just tastes like the original drink that you love.
Why don't we do that?
You know what? Pop, I think, probably has the best diet/zero game. Actually, no, the best diet game is Sprite.
Ooh, Diet
Sprite it's just so similar.
Yeah.
I feel like Sprite's one of those pops that doesn't have the craziest. It's not punching you in the dick with sugar.
There's no caffeine
like a
in
Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Mountain Dew, brother. You got the beaties. You
Oh,
got
yeah.
the sugars.
You got the sugars.
You drink 2 Mountain Dews, you got the sugars.
There's
Have I ever
cocaine
told
in
you
that.
that one? There's a Wags. You don't know this story. I was late to the marijuana game in my life.
Kid stays late, to be honest with you.
Stays late. I don't do it. Freaks me out. Bugs me out. But I was a good boy. I was a good boy, good lad. Was too focused on sports. Didn't smoke weed till I got to college. Smoked weed when I got to college. Had some good times. I came home that summer, I believe, after my freshman year. Hung out with a couple of buddies from my hometown. We smoked some weed. We sat in my...
Like a cigarette. He smoked the marijuana like a cigarette.
I smoked a marijuana cigarette. What are marijuana tablets? I smoked some weed. We sat in a really great room in our parents' house that we called the pad. Sat in the pad after going to a convenience store, Mr. Mike's, a local convenience store. We stocked up on some goods, snacks, drinks. Then we sat down on the couch and we watched It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I was so high and I was so thirsty. Never been so thirsty in my life. I am not kidding you. We got a case of 12 Mountain Dews, sugar Mountain Dews, the good stuff.
Yeah.
And I am not exaggerating. I drank 10 of them. I drank 10. I drank 10 cans of Mountain Dew, full sugar Mountain Dews while watching Always Sunny. Not that long of a time period. I think it was probably 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I was just so thirsty.
Hold on. Do you think that's true? 2 hours?
I know it's true. And it was the closest beverage to me. I had no other option. And I was just so thirsty.
How
I
much
had
you got? 10?
Cottonmouth. And I just kept leaning down and picking up, cracking a new Mountain Dew, dude. There was a can of Mountain Dews. I got up. I sounded like I was in a clink dispensary, just walking on all the cans.
2 hours.
I don't know if I've ever recovered from that.
10 cans. What is a can? 12 ounces?
Yeah.
So 120
Or
ounces.
is it 12?
Yeah,
How much
right?
is a bottle?
Oh, it was a bottle?
No. They were cans.
But cans
is
are
a can
12
12
ounces,
ounces?
right? I think so.
Okay.
12 ounces, 120, 120. So that was easy. That was easy math. Didn't need the calculator on that
Yeah, you
one.
pulled out the calc for that. I was like, you could probably do this.
So you drank an ounce of... You did a double power hour. You had an ounce on the minute every minute.
It's unbelievable, dude.
Of Mountain Dew.
I must have pissed my pants that night.
A double Dew power hour.
Dude, it was truly one of the most stunning performances of my life. And even while baked, I knew what was happening.
Yeah, you can't stop it, though.
I finished my 6th, and I was like, oh, my God, dude.
You cannot stop it at that point, Dan.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
That's great, bro. I'm happy for you.
We're on zeros.
Yep. I think so, too. I think everybody should be on zeros. Comment, dude. Are you a diet person or are you a zero person? Because if you're not a zero person, I need you to explain to me why you're a diet person. Taking a quick break to tell everybody about my favorite BetMGM promotion, and that is the Hat Trick Jackpot. All I need you to do is bet on an anytime goal scorer. Just feel it, tingle, feel the tingle. You know who's going to score. Bet on that anytime goal scorer. Activate that Hat Trick Jackpot promotion, and then if your goal scorer scores 3 or more, by the way, they could light the lamp. They could get 9 goals. They could get a cat trick, okay? But if they get a hat trick or more, you and anyone else that activated it and had them splits a share of 10 G's in bonus bets. So, I mean, if you're the only one, bang, 10 G's. How about them? How about them apples? So get on the BetMGM and hit that Hat Trick Jackpot promotion. And when you sign up, if you use promo code NETTERS, that's NETTERS, you can win up to $1,500 in bonus bets if your first bet loses. So what are we talking about here? I get bonus bets coming out my ears. Don't you want to get involved in that? So download the BetMGM app right now and use that promo code NETTERS when you sign up. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY for New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 for Massachusetts. 21 plus only. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP for Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF for Iowa. 1-800-981-0023 for Puerto Rico. First bet offer for new customers only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. See BetMGM.com for terms. U.S. promotional offers not available in New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico.
Let's talk the race. Let's talk the standings. Let's talk wild card.
Yep.
We're going to go through division.
If there's a race that I decided this, that I feel is worth talking about. So for example, in the Met, there is no race for first, in my opinion. Well, that's over.
It's over.
And there's also no race for third, in my opinion, because Jersey, I guess the Jackets are like kind of nipping at their heels.
6 out though.
But games like Jackets
out,
2 games in hand.
Yeah.
So I'm like maybe, but I'm kind of just washing that one. Like I think Jersey, even with Jack hurt, I think they are fine.
We've got roughly 16 games left in the season between 18 and 16. 16
so
and 18.
For example, there's no race in the Met for me.
Yeah. Okay.
And I also think there's no race for Atlantic third. Because Ottawa, like no one's catching Tampa or Toronto.
Yeah.
But there is a race for Atlantic first, and there is a race for Atlantic wildcard.
Yeah.
So in the Atlantic, those are the two we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Let's start with Atlantic first.
So here's what's crazy about the Atlantic. We have been watching Ottawa surging. It's a blast. 2 monster wins back-to-back. Linus Ullmark standing on his head, stealing a game from Detroit, who desperately needed those points. Boston.
No, dude. I want to talk about Atlantic first.
Oh.
First. Like Atlantic first place.
First place. Got it.
First. Florida
has 83 points in 65 games. Toronto has 81 in 64.
With a game. So it's essentially tied.
Tampa has 78 with 64.
So, and they're only 3 back.
Here's what's funny. No disrespect. No disrespect, Toronto. But I think Tampa and Florida are the 2 best looking teams in the Atlantic right now.
Tampa and Florida. Yeah. I think so too.
Florida's a wagon. They're 8-2-0 in their last 10. Tampa's 7-3-0, but they have lost 2 in a row. I don't know. I just think both those teams look stronger than Toronto right now.
I've pulled up, Dan, 2 different remaining strength of schedule sites.
Okay, I like it.
Tankathon.com. Sick name.
Shout out. Free ad.
1 is the highest strength of schedule. 32 is the easiest schedule.
Okay.
They have Florida at 13.
Okay.
Toronto at 21.
Ooh.
Tampa at 29.
Ooh.
Cakewalk. Okay.
Well, 13's not that bad.
No, 13, you're right.
Like, it's not like that is a crazy discrepancy.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a team like Florida can handle 13th.
And then the Power Rankings Guru.com has Tampa 13, Toronto 17, Florida 22. You'd feel like this would be easy math.
Yeah, I'm like, how can these sites be that different? Weird.
Average difficulty.
Weird.
Yeah. So let's rock with Tankathon maybe.
Well, it's good to have the info. Let's just discuss with our own minds what we think. We're taking that information and we're going to work with it. So basically the way I look at it is everyone is middle to bottom strength of schedule. So these teams should have a good record in the last 16 or so games.
Yep.
Tampa is 3 points behind Toronto, same exact games. Toronto is 2 points behind Florida with the game in hand. This is tight.
I know, dude.
This is very tight.
And that first round, let's just look at that really quickly. Do you care? So if you're Florida, you're going to face the harder wild card team.
Uh-huh.
Or if you're the winner of the Atlantic, you're going to face the harder wild card team because Washington is going to get the easier wild card team. So you are going to get
right now you're looking at
Ottawa. But it's like you're going to get something of Ottawa, Columbus, Montreal, New York, Detroit. Yes, I skipped Boston.
Yeah.
And
what I like,
if you're not, you're going to catch Toronto, Tampa.
Yeah.
Which blows. So being first in this division is very advantageous.
These 3 teams just sucks. It sucks whoever finishes 2-3. But if I'm being honest, who is first most important to? Toronto. No doubt.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt. Toronto loses to Tampa or Florida.
I think you're right, dude.
And I don't think they go 7 games. I think they lose handily to either of these teams. So if you're Toronto...
Look at the goal diffs, bro.
If I'm Berube, 40 for Florida, 52 for Tampa, 16 for Toronto. If I'm Berube, I'm like, dude, these next 16 games are playoff games.
We have to catch Florida.
Catch Florida and win this fucking division so we can avoid those 2 teams. That is paramount.
Dan, I love this.
That is paramount if I'm the Maple Leafs. You do not want to play either of these teams. And what's funny, Chris, is I even think...
Yes, Dan, yes.
What's funny is I even think a Toronto-Ottawa first-round series is sketchy as shit for them because of what it means. Because of those 2 teams, 2 Canadian teams in the Atlantic, proximity to each other, Ottawa hungry to finally be in the playoffs. Ottawa is kind of a chippy little team that I could see getting under their skin. So... it's not even a cakewalk, but no doubt about it. First place in the Atlantic is most important to Toronto, and it's not even close.
Dude, Toronto, tomorrow night, today, when you're listening to this, home versus the Panthers. Gotta have it. Gotta have it. Home versus Ottawa. Home versus Flames. Home versus Avs. Tough homestand. On the road to New York. Gotta have it. On the road to Preds. Should win.
Gotta have it.
Home for Philly.
Gotta have it.
Away for San Jose.
Gotta have it.
Away for Kings.
Tough game.
Away for Ducks. That's their, that's it.
Duckies are chippy.
And it's just that West Coast trip, right?
Yeah.
And then home for Florida. Home for Blue Jackets. At Florida. At Tampa.
Oof.
Home for Montreal.
Oof.
At Carolina. At Buffalo. Home for Detroit. You got 2 Florida games in there and a Tampa game. Those important are huge fucking games if you're the Leafs. Huge fucking games.
So yeah, first in the Atlantic. Well, I'm saying Florida, Tampa, if either of them get it, let's be honest, it's probably going to be between Florida and Toronto. I would be shocked if Tampa could catch Florida. It would take a tank job from Florida to an extent.
Not a tank job.
It would take
a
a
stumble.
It'd
take a stumble. Yep.
So it's probably going to be Florida or Toronto. And if you're Toronto, you've got to get that.
Yeah. You're not saying that externally because you're like, we can beat anybody. But internally, I guarantee they're like, we need to win the fucking division.
Hundo P.
Because, dude, the first round
honestly,
exit,
I wouldn't even be mad if Berube was like, no, we would really love that first place and avoid those 2 teams.
The first round exit, I mean, it always sucks, obviously. And the Panthers, of course, want to go back-to-back. Yeah. But, they had 2 long summers in a row. No one's mad if the Panthers lose to the Lightning in the first round, except for Panthers fans. No one's mad if Tampa loses to Florida in the first round because they're like, here's a fucking battle, dude, whatever. Toronto, there's another bullet in the last year of having all your boys first round exit. So this is playoff time for the Leafs. You have to catch Florida.
So now let's talk about...
What do you think finishes it?
I think Florida gets it.
Me too.
I think they do. Because I think they know the same thing. They're going, we're either going to play Ottawa or Tampa.
I think Florida gets it, and I think Toronto finishes 3rd.
I like that.
How about that?
I like
They're
that
on the road. They lose to Tampa in fucking 5.
All right, now let's skip to the Met, and then we'll talk about wild card. Met, you're right. First is locked up, absolutely. And I think second is locked up, too. I don't see a world where Carolina gets caught by New Jersey.
There's literally no race in the Met, in my opinion. 1, 2, 3 is
So
confirmed.
we're probably going to see New Jersey finishing 3rd.
Yep.
So let's just go right to wild card.
Yeah. And by the way, Dan, sneaky, you just brought my attention to this. We have been talking a lot about the Hurricanes and about how you kind of hurt your win now mode and like, oh my God, if you lose in the first round, that's actually an ideal matchup. Like if you catch no Jack Jersey in the first round with home ice,
I mean,
they'll so take happy. That, right? You're like,
so
Jesus.
Happy. If you're Carolina and you're like, we got home ice and Jack's out of the lineup, don't get me wrong. Jersey's still a great team. I also think that they have a lot of injured guys who are planning to come back for playoffs.
Yeah,
like Siegenthaler and Dougie probably going to be back in this lineup. Yeah, dude, like, yikes.
Beat Jersey, hope Washington gets upset, and then you're laughing.
Yeah.
Okay, Eastern wild card.
Let's do it.
Right now, Ottawa 73.64 games, Columbus 70.64 games, Montreal. God bless them.
They're amazing.
God bless them, dude. And they're kind of doing that, like they're a minus 20 goal diff thing, and I'm like, who cares, baby?
They're by the way. I think we had them 7th, both of us.
You and Tomer did. I had them 8th because I just thought Buffalo would have a sack on their body.
Yeah,
and
but what's funny is we all said 7th or 8th.
Next year. It's a next year 6th, thing. Yeah.
And we were like 7th or 8th, and Great year though.
Yep. Yeah.
Great year for him.
Yep.
Which is exactly what is happening, which is awesome.
Yep.
But yeah, they're right in the mix, dude. They are 2 points back from Columbus with the same games played as Ottawa as well. But like they're in the mix here. Because what's interesting is we've got them at 68. And let's just stay in the Atlantic. Boston at 68, but with 2 games played over them.
Yeah.
And then Detroit 66.
Same amount of games.
So what's funny about Ottawa, these last 2 wins from Ottawa have been so clutch.
Nails, dude.
So clutch.
God damn.
And I actually think they've given themselves a good footing here. Like I said it yesterday on the page. It's on the page right now. I think Ottawa's in, dude.
Dude, and I thought Brady could chuck Costa in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But
he
by
back.
his Four Nations performance.
But he back.
I legitimately was like, they're out.
He back and he's scoring
Yep.
2 games in a row. So I think Ottawa's in. Now, what's funny about, I'm going to include Ottawa in this sentiment. Ottawa, Columbus, Montreal, Detroit, and we'll say Boston and New York because of their form right now. All of those teams, as far as I'm concerned, that's 6 teams. Ottawa, Columbus, Montreal, New York, Boston, Detroit. Islanders, feels bad to say it because you're only 1 point back. I don't see it.
Me neither.
Those 6 teams could all, based on who they are and how they're playing this year, go on a last year Detroit skid at any moment, in my opinion.
In the bad way. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So
Well,
as much as I want to be like this, Ottawa's a lock.
Yep.
I'm like, if they lost 5 straight, I wouldn't be shocked.
Yep.
I would be like, oh no, and very disappointed because I want them to make
too.
playoffs, but I would not be shocked. And it's the same thing with Columbus. It's the same thing with Montreal. Same thing with the Rangers, Bruins, and Detroit. So this wild card race is going to be fucking awesome.
Correct. And
All these teams are just like, what version of you are we expecting night in and night out?
And you want to talk being in playoffs. Like, these guys are in playoffs right now. They know that's the mentality.
Yeah.
Toff always tells us right after the trade deadline, it's like, okay, it's fucking go time.
Yeah.
Boston, we talked about it so much last ep, and God bless them, dude. Like, if they get in, that's cool. They're
More
not
than
making
that,
playoffs.
you talked about thinking Buffalo would have a sack on their body.
Yeah.
The sack, the big swinging balls that Boston showed last game. First game after losing all those guys.
Yeah. Playing Florida.
Playing Florida. Dude, they had more energy than they've had all year.
I know.
All season long.
And that was, in my opinion, that was a situation bump. They were like,
Yep.
we got to get up for this. If this Bruins team makes the playoffs, holy hell, but I don't see it at all. The Rags are such a tricky one because they're lurking enough and there's enough talent on that team. But to me, it feels like you just haven't been that team that you want to become all year. And you don't have to jump that much. You only have to jump 2 teams as it sits right now. But it's just, I don't love it. And Dan, you want to talk about anyone could go on a Detroit last year's skid again. They're doing it right now. They've lost 6 straight.
Detroit is just like, they're so depressing.
Dude, I cannot believe it, Dan.
They just did it again.
How
6
positive,
losses in a row.
Let me pull up the schedule. How positive are you, dude, that the Red Wings are going to get hot again and then miss the playoffs we're going to go into the last game of the season and they're going to need help.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna win, but so did Columbus. You're out. And I go, dude, remember when you lost the Stadium Series to Columbus and you lost 6 straight games? Like, did that start it? Yeah, it literally did.
It did.
Losing Stadium Series to Columbus, losing 2-1 to Carolina
believe-
Hurricanes at home, not a bad loss. Losing 4-2 to Utah at home, cannot happen. Losing 5-2 to the Caps on the road, tough game. Losing 2-1 to Ottawa, cannot happen.
No.
And that's 5. Let me go back one more to see what the other loss was.
But what's funny, dude, is I believe
losing 5-2 at home to Columbus.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude?
Tough. And what sucks is, like 4 weeks ago, Detroit fans were in our DMs, who I love. You know, I'm one of you. Being like, hottest team in the NHL since Four Nations break. Like, we're buzzing, we're and they were. They
Let me see
were.
what it was.
They looked like Casper had woken up. Kaner was kind of firing again, and it was like, fuck yeah, dude. Like, they're going to do it. They're finally doing it. They were in a playoff spot.
It was right before Four Nations, right?
And now here we are, dude. 6 losses in a row.
So, yeah, they went
Fucking
1, 2, 3, 4.
But this is leading me into something I want to talk
6,
about.
7. Wow.
What we have said, right? I just mentioned those 6 teams. Let the numbers do the talking for me.
Yep. I'm going to pull up some strength of schedule.
Top 3 in the Atlantic, goal diff. Florida, plus 40. Toronto, plus 16. Tampa, plus 52.
That's top 3 in all of the. Oh no, that's the Atlantic
In
only.
the Atlantic.
Yeah.
Top 3 in the Met. Washington plus 68. Carolina plus 32. New Jersey plus 30. Now remember those 6 teams I mentioned?
Yep.
Down the line. Ottawa, Columbus, Montreal, New York, Boston, Detroit. Ready? Mm-hmm. Plus 3, plus 4, minus 20, minus 3, minus 27, minus 22. The drop-off from the top 3 in the Atlantic and top 3 in the Met is preposterous.
I think that's going to be in the West too, but I hear you.
Yeah, but this is why I'm saying this race is electric. And dude, it is exactly the same in the West, which is why we're going to get to the race in the West is also going to be electric.
So do you think, let me hit some strength of schedule, okay? Tankathon. Ottawa.
I'm done with Tankathon.
I thought we liked them.
They were fine.
Ottawa 25th. Columbus 6th.
Hate that for Columbus. If Columbus has just given us this gift all season long, only to be torn apart by competition in the last 3 weeks of the season, I will cry very real tears.
Yep.
They're very real big boy tears.
Ottawa 25th. Boston 27th. So, whatever. Rangers 9th. Montreal 18. Detroit 1.
Of course.
Hardest strength of schedule left. 2 against Carolina, 2 against Florida, 2 against Vegas, 1 against Dallas, 1 against Capitals, 1 against Toronto.
Jesus Christ!
And dude, they're in their easiest opponents. It's like 1 against the Habs, and I'm like, that's not easy, dude.
Yeah, that is awful.
So that is very tough.
Yeah, it's tough for Detroit. Looks like curtains for Detroit. Okay,
Who you got?
Yeah. Talking East wildcard race of the 6 teams. Again, sorry Islanders, you're out. Give me your least. Go up. Least, not who you pick. The teams you want to make the playoffs the least.
That I want?
That you want to make the playoffs the least.
Yeah, not who I think. What I want.
Yeah. I just said not what you think. This is just what you want.
I want the tough one here. Let me go. Honestly, dude, let me go Bruins. I want the Bruins to make the playoffs least. I know that's insane as a Bruins fan, and I just made a lot of friends from home very mad. But it feels like, for what point and purpose, dude? To get a worse draft pick, to get rinsed in the first round by fucking Florida, probably. Yep. And I'm like, great,
cool.
That happened
Let's
again.
Keep this
I didn't need,
going.
I don't need that. Just it's okay. We did the fire sale. I asked you to do the fire sale. You did it, and let's just give everyone some rest, dude. Yep. Let's let everybody rest. Yep. So I want the Bruins to make the playoffs the least of those 6. I want the Rangers to make the playoffs the 5th least of those 6, because kind of for the same reason, in terms of, I'm like, what, dude, you aren't good. I don't need you to get in here. It doesn't do anything for you guys to get in here. Also, it does, admittedly, and I don't even dislike the Rangers, but it does bring me a little joy with so many Rangers fans who were so mad at me last year.
Yappy.
Rangers are frauds. You're a fucking idiot. And I'm like this. Well, they got crushed by Panthers, and when I told you that would happen, and then also they stink now.
Yeah.
So 5th. 4th least do I want is the Habs, and I love this Habs team. They're a year early for me, so I'm like, whatever. But this has been so fun, and I think it has been fun already. I think they're good. The 3rd least I want to make the playoffs is the Wings. And God, I wanted to put them in top 2, but only because they have only themselves to blame. Like, they always fucking do this, and that pisses me off. Yep. You don't deserve it. Yep. So I'm like, fuck off, dude. The second most I want to make the playoffs is the Sens, because God, I love Brady, and when he came on, he was talking about the city wants that so
Pinto.
bad. Yeah, Shaner's there, like, just sick squad, and what a year for them to do it, dude. When I was like, it looks like they fucked it up. They fucked up their retool. The one I want to make the most is the Blue Jackets. For the Johnny thing, just for that team was written off this whole season. Yep. And if they make the fucking playoffs this year, after everyone picked them 8th in their division, so sick.
Yeah. We're almost exactly the same. Boston, New York, my bottom 2.
Yep.
Because, like you said, for Boston, if you've done what you've done, get a better draft pick. Like, lean into what you're doing. I love the boys fight, but, like, no. New York, shame on you. Like, and Boston, too. Shame on you both. Shame on you both for what you have done this season. There must be consequences for our actions. Next for me, this is insane, is Detroit.
You have them 4, yeah.
Because of what you said. Guys, you can't do this 2 years in a row.
Cannot.
You can't be a minus 22 goal diff. You can't lose 6 fucking straight in the most important part of the season and expect to deserve to make playoffs. Then it's Montreal for the same reasons you said. I'm like, you didn't need to do it this year. Like, you guys are amazing. Cole, get your 40, and let's retool and be an absolute wagon next year with Davidoff. And then, same exact thing. Ottawa, I want you in. Columbus, I want you in for the story and just the vibes. The people, the fans, the team, love it. My picks are Ottawa and Columbus. I think they're going to do it. I think both these teams, you can see it in their goal diff. You can see it in how they've been fighting. I actually think they have the steel to go just fucking finish the job.
God, you're firing me up, dude.
I think they are not cowards. Like we said, jealous Brady, and we've got motivated Columbus. They're looking at the situation at hand. They will not slip. They'll slip a game here or two, and it's going to get tight, but I think it's going to be exactly what we're looking at, and I fucking want it. I want it. It's what we wanted, and it's what I'm picking. I think Ottawa, Columbus, I'm officially saying it. I think both these two teams are getting in. And what a fucking story it would be if Toronto battles, gets first, and then they play Ottawa, and Linus gets his first playoff series win, beating Toronto, knocking them out in the first round.
Wow, that'd be sick, Dan.
How about that?
I am with you, dude. I think I've written off, respectfully, Boston and Detroit. Both could make it, but I'm just like, you two aren't in. You don't have it. And Montreal is so frisky, but I don't know. Like, they haven't been in this situation yet, and I guess neither really has Columbus, but Columbus has, like, a lot of shit going for them. And the Rags scare me in terms of wrecking the party. Like, the Rags. I can just see the Rags being like,
it would be the most Rangers thing in the world to be like this. Oh, we won a couple games here, sneak into the playoffs, have their fans be like, fucking don't let us get in the playoffs, and then get absolutely fist fucked in the first round. And they'll be Washington of last year. It'll be like this. Thanks a lot, douchebags.
Could have been Columbus.
We could have had a fun, cool, deserving team make playoffs, and you had to fucking ruin it for everybody.
So they scare you a little bit.
No
but
doubt.
I'm sticking with you. My picks are Ottawa and Columbus.
We're mid-March. It's starting to get sunny out. Daylight savings just happened, which means we've got more sunlight, which means I need to crack open an ice-cold Labatt outside in the sun every single day. It's a prescription that I need. If I don't do it at least once a day, we're going to have serious problems. And there's a reason I crack open a Labatt. It's because that beer is brewed with Canadian kindness. There's no better kindness in the world. You know that you need that cooler stocked up. You need the fridge stocked up. You need to have your go-to beer that you're ordering on tap when you get to the pub. Labatt Blue and Labatt Blue Light are the best ones in the world for so many reasons. It's just that crisp, delicious, refreshing taste. Makes you feel closer to the game, makes you feel closer to your friends, makes you feel closer to life. Labatt Blue is just taking care of your every single need. So when you're watching the game, when you're getting geared up for playoffs here, we're watching the wildcard race, you want a little bit of hockey in your life. Labatt Blue has you covered every single time. Make sure you crack open a can, bottle, or down a pint today. All right, let's get to the West.
There's a few races here, Dan.
Starting with the Central, we've got Winnipeg in first, 94 points in 66 games. We've got Dallas in second with 86 and 64. Colorado in third with 81 and 66. Let's stick in the Central for a second.
I wanted to say there's a race for first in the Central. But do you even agree with that?
No, there's not. We've got Winnipeg winning. I just don't, they're six.
It's only 4 clear if Dallas wins their game.
What's funny is after the trade deadline, people were like, Winnipeg losing games, like they didn't do enough. Well, they're still 6-3-1, and they just won last night, I believe. The 6-3-1 is their worst 10-game sample size we've seen all season, basically. Mm-hmm. I don't foresee an issue for them. They have a plus 77 goal. Dude.
Vinsanity.
Hellebuck is absurd. They've got so much offensive firepower. There's no world where I see them getting caught. So I think they have that on lock.
Winnipeg, 8th hardest schedule left. Colorado, 11th hardest schedule left. And Dallas, 20th.
Yeah.
So there's a window there.
There is. We've got Minnesota.
They play each other twice. Huge games.
We've got Minnesota 3 points behind Colorado with 1 game in hand. And
there is a race for third.
They're obviously without Krill, but that's a race. However, Colorado just seems, they're 7-2-1 in their last 10. Lost in OT in their most recent game. Oh my God, man. I feel like this 3 is locked. I just don't.
You do?
Yeah. It's going to be close, but I would just be so shocked if Colorado has trouble moving forward.
I'm with you. How many points is it?
3-point gap, 1 game in hand
with a
for
game.
Minnesota.
Yeah, so it could be 1 point, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, Colorado 7-2-1 in their last 10. Minnesota 5-5. Minnesota -5 goal diff. Colorado +28.
Yeah.
It feels like you should be able to separate yourself.
Yeah.
Especially with the moves that were made. Yeah, I certainly think that's my pick. That the three we're looking at in the Central, Winnipeg, Dallas, and Colorado, are the three that will get those seeds. And am I willing to admit it's not even a race? I think I am, actually, which makes me sad because Minnesota started so hot, and they are definitely making playoffs. And I had said after their start, I was like, this is the real deal. They are awesome. Injuries, nightmare injury season, which sucks because I was having so much fun with them and their fans and everything. And it's sad that we're in this situation. Like, I was like, no way could they ever free fall out of playoffs. And again, they're not going to. They're going to make it. But it sucks that we're like, you're wild card at best. I'm like,
I know.
Fuck.
And the injuries do blow for sure. We've said a million times, so much for Minnesota is about getting those 2 contracts off the books this summer. But it does suck, too, that they are going to run into the buzzsaw of Vegas probably in the first round, and that blows.
Yeah, so Minnesota almost certainly will be the top wild card team. That's how we feel.
Yeah.
Not almost certainly, but likely.
But it's going to be Minnesota or Colorado.
Sure.
Yeah,
yep.
I honestly, mathematically.
You're saying those guys can't catch him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's what I'm saying too. So yeah, and no one's catching the Jets' points. So the Jets are catching the second wildcard team. Vegas, if they finish one, is catching the top wildcard team. So yeah, Minnesota. Well, that's another good incentive, Dan, for Colorado to stay on the fucking gas because they go. So my choice is actually, dude, Central's so fucked. If I'm Colorado, I'm like, I'd rather be a fucking wildcard team and play Vegas.
Dude, dead ass.
Than play Dallas. Fuck that.
And like, as hockey fans, I don't want them to play each other.
I know.
I want to see them see each other in the next round. Like, it's a shame that as hockey fans, we're going to lose one of those teams in the first round. That is why I called out on Twitter. I was like, this is such a joke.
The only part I like about it, and to be very clear, I don't like it. I wish they were playing in the Western Conference Finals. The only part I do like about it is they're just both at full strength. It's not like, oh, this guy got a concussion in the second round and now he's out. There's just like, here's our teams. We're as fresh as we're ever going to be.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go. I kind of can respect that. It's their 2 best punches. So whatever. But yeah, there's no one's in the business of losing games. But Christ, if I'm Colorado, I almost want to get out of there. And if I'm Minnesota, Dan, to your point, I'm like, I don't even want to fucking catch them.
Yeah.
I'd rather hover, which is sketchy because you're in a wild card. You don't want to blow your season out. But I swear it felt like Vegas did that last year, remember?
Yes.
And they paid for it. But I'm like, Vegas was like, I don't want to fucking jump the Kings and play Edmonton. And I was like, yeah, crazy. Cool.
So to the Pacific we go.
Yeah, because I'll lock in Jets are likely not catchable. Yeah. Colorado likely not catchable. Pacific, I don't actually think there's much of a race here.
I think, we've got Vegas with 83 points and 64, Edmonton with 78 and 64, LA with 77 and 63. So I think LA Edmonton is, which ultimately doesn't matter other than home ice.
Right, but I think that's,
those two could swap. Edmonton is 3-7 in their last 10. Like, they are not doing well. And yeah, Vegas seems to be clicking again. And, I think they'll probably get it. But then Hondo P, no one is catching LA or Edmonton.
Guru has...
They're locked.
Kings strength of schedule, 14th hardest. Oilers, 23rd hardest. Vegas, 30th.
Oh, my God.
And Tankathon has Vegas, 28th. Edmonton, 31. So both of them very easy still. And Kings, 16th. So okay. Kings have the hardest schedule of that group anyway.
Yeah.
Edmonton's been a little out of form, which is why I think Vegas will hold on. But Edmonton, to your point, could just get really hot. Edmonton could be like, yo, we won 10 straight games. And I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
And if you're Edmonton, though, I guess you want it, right? Like, if you're Edmonton, you're not scared of the Kings at all, obviously.
Yeah, but you do want home ice.
Yes. And
make LA come up to fucking Edmonton.
Yep. And do you want the one? I guess so, because you'll play... Actually, the one's almost scarier. If you're Edmonton.
No. What, you're afraid to play...
Just because it could be Colorado? No, because you're getting Colorado or Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
but like you're not afraid of Minnesota.
agree. You're afraid of Colorado.
Colorado is a nightmare.
So you're like, we should maybe stay 2 because we can beat the Kings, which is what they think.
Based on what's going on in the Central, yeah, you might be afraid.
They go, let's just stay 2.
Yeah, interesting. But those 3 are going to be locked in some sort of order. Interesting stuff in the wild card now.
Let's get to the West wild card.
West wild card, Minnesota is going to be Minnesota or Colorado is locked in one.
One of those central
realistically,
teams.
There's one spot. There's one spot available. One spot available for this wild card, and it is tight as a toiga. We've got Calgary with 70 and 63. We've got Van with 69 and 64. St. Louis with 69 and 65. Shout out Monty, absolutely turning this team into such an exciting group. And then Utah with 67 and 64. So, of those teams, the worst is Utah, who are 3 games back, and they do have an extra game. Interesting stuff here, right? Because we've got Calgary at -18, Van at -21, St. Louis at -7, Utah at -9. Interesting that Van and Calgary are up there when they're just getting scored on.
I know.
Much more than these other teams.
Washington did it last year, remember? -40. Made the playoffs.
I genuinely have no clue.
I know.
Which of these one teams is going to get this spot?
So Calgary, Vancouver, St. Louis, Utah. That's it.
We're
talking about those
Anaheim,
4 teams.
I love what you're doing, but they're too far back. 63 points, 64 games. You're not
Give
gonna
me
get up
your wants in order.
My
in reverse
wants. They've changed over the season.
Yeah, I know.
If I'm looking at these teams and knowing that they were going to be in a wild card race, Hundo P, Utah, would be my top choice.
At the beginning of the season? Yeah.
The fact that Durs is back, I'm like, get in, boys.
Yep.
Get in. St. Louis wouldn't have given a fuck about. No offense, St. Louis. Got no ill will towards you.
Yep.
But wouldn't have given a fuck about if not for Monty. Now I'm like, hell yeah, get in. I also look at it in the similar sense of like, you're not winning the cup this year, so get a better draft pick. Van is kind of falling in the shame on you category. I just think there's a lot of stuff that they should have done better.
Or you keep going.
And for me, dude, I think in order, those 4, I'm going Calgary because I love
most.
100%.
Yep.
I want Calgary in. I want Calgary in for the Calgary fans. I want them in for Weegs. I want them in for Zary. And I just think Calgary in the playoffs is a fucking sight to behold.
Mm-hmm.
I want Utah. I'm sorry, Monty.
Yeah.
I want you too, but I want Utah.
Yep.
Because inaugural season, Utah getting in, Durs coming back from injury, like Utah immediately getting in the playoffs. And it would be a little Cinderella run here if they stole it. Would be such a cool story. Because I think Utah in the NHL is phenomenal. I want it to be a success. Then I'm going St. Louis, right on the heels, because Monty getting fucking dumped by Boston because Boston is stupid.
They played so bad it cost them their coach and their captain.
Yeah. And now he's in St. Louis revolutionizing the team. Him getting in playoffs would be sick. And then Van, I love you guys. I really do. Quinner, that's my guy. But it's a shame on you. It's a shame on you season for me. So that's my order.
We are completely aligned. The Flames are doing what Columbus did, in my opinion. They're the mirror images where everybody had you, like, you Flames suck. This is over. Traded Markstrom. When Weeks came on, we listed all the guys that have been out the door in the last 12 months. It's like, what is happening here?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Flames are dead. Psych. And they've gone fucking wire to wire, Dan. Like, they've been doing this. Remember, they started the year, and I was like, I don't buy it. I said that for like 40 games. I don't buy it. Here they are. Buy this, bitch.
They had a significant drop-off, though.
For sure, but they're in there. Here we are in the wild card.
Mix,
fucking 63 games in.
Yeah. Don't sleep on the fact that they've got a game in hand. They've got 2 games in hand on St. Louis, and they've got a game in hand on both Van and Utah. Like, they could be 72. Like, have a good gap here. So.
Yep. So for me, Flames just because the fans, and it would be awesome. So I said we're completely aligned. Utah, I just think would be cool because of how much they had to overcome. They were written off as well when it was like, hey, everyone,
lost Sergei,
all your defensemen got hurt.
immediately.
Good, never mind. You'll make it next year.
Yeah.
And they were like, we might fucking make it this year. That would be sick. The Blues, for the same reason, it would just be cool if Monty brought them in, but I think they'd be better served to miss. Vancouver, I have last, but it is a shame on you, but it's also was a bit of just an unlucky season.
Oh, no doubt
Demko,
about it. I'll be very honest. Demko sucks, and then also the PDJT situation is like
sucked.
I do not like. I think it's bullshit what they had to deal with.
Yes,
so.
Quinn hurt for a long stretch here. Just like this was a disaster season, and one you just go, fuck me. Yeah. So and they feel to me, and I bet Canucks fans disagree with this, but they feel to me what I just said about the Rangers, where I'm worried that they're just going to get in and ruin the party.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, thanks for fucking taking Calgary or Utah's spot just so you could get pummeled in the first round.
I know.
And I'm like, thanks, dude.
And you know what I will say I do really love about Calgary, Van, St. Louis, and Utah? The trade deadline came around, and all four of those teams were talked about, big players being like, you could move some of these guys, and they all held strong because they're all like, we're a playoff team, dude. And I love that attitude. Love that energy. Love that spunk.
Who you got?
I got
Minnesota, Colorado's in, so just we both agree that one of those Central teams is in. Who you got for wildcard 2?
Damn, dude.
I know.
St. Louis.
Really?
St. Louis.
65. Let me I'm just going to check some quick strength of schedule, Dan, if you don't mind.
God damn you, dude. Tankatron.
St. Louis, easiest schedule left in the league.
I knew that before I even said
on
it,
both
dude.
sites.
That's how dialed I am. You see that, Wags? You see how
on both
fucking
sites.
dialed I am? I'm an absolute machine.
Calgary 17th and 16th, so pretty close. Utah 23rd and 20th. And who's the other one? Vancouver. Vancouver 15th and 12th. So St. Louis, easiest path. I'm going to go Calgary still. I just think
I needed one of us to pick
They
Calgary.
just fucking... They've done it all. They've been eating it all year, dude. Nutting up and not shutting up.
Yep.
So it's fucking sick. I love it.
I love it too. I want Calgary. So, that'd be great. I got to be honest with you guys. I don't think there's a greater honor I've ever had in my life than the day CP and I became Bauer athletes. You heard it here first. You might think we're washed up. You might think we're over the hill. Our playing days are over. Well, here's the thing, folks. We're Bauer athletes. That's because Bauer is our beautiful, incredible, most desired partner in the world. Bauer has been giving hockey players the best gear in the game since their inception. Everyone knows it. When you see someone buzzing around the ice in a full set of Bauer gear, you look at David Pastrnak and you're like, my goodness gracious, he looks incredible. That's because Bauer does it better than anybody else. And right now, I want to talk to you about the Twitch, their new twig in the game that is revolutionizing the stick game in hockey. They've got this unbelievable release point. The kick is out of control. Your shot's going to be harder than ever. It's lighter than a feather. It is the thing that you dream about when you dream of the picture-perfect hockey stick. It looks amazing, it feels amazing, and you need it in your arsenal right now. Get your sheath and slide that sword in and make sure it's a Twitch, because this is going to make you feel like an NHLer out there. Whether you're a beer leaguer, whether you're a young kid trying to make it to the show, Twitch is going to take your game to the next level, just like Bauer does with everything they do. So go to BauerHockey.com. Make sure you get fitted from head to toe. And while you're at it, put that stick in your hands, because the Twitch is the bee's knees.
Pause in the pod to talk about True Classics, our new partner. Listen, it is tough for me. You've all seen me. I'm pretty tall. I'm kind of a tall, lanky guy. It's hard for me to find the perfect t-shirt, because the ones that fit right when I'm standing there, if I reach for anything, now, there's my stomach. And I haven't been hitting the gym hard enough, right? And I don't need that. What I do need is a shirt that fits me perfectly and then is long enough to cover the length of my body. So I go to True Classics because they have the perfect fit and they accentuate all the right areas. It's my chest and arms that it fits tightly, and then everything else is giving me room to breathe and loose and stretch and reach and bend over. It's incredible. But it's not just t-shirts. They've got everything. I've got True Classic boxers now. I just got True Classic jeans. They are some of the softest jeans I've ever owned in my life. That is a fact. And I'm getting ready for spring. They get True Classic swim trunks. They get a 6-inch. They got a 6-inch inseam that I'm pretty excited about. I needed a new bathing suit for this summer, so I got that cooking. LA heat is coming. I'm really excited about that. So you need to go check out True Classics because they can get you fitted everywhere. It's actually amazing. I'm so happy to have them on board because my wardrobe is about to go crazy. So whether you're bundling up for the cold or getting ready for spring, I need you to elevate and level up your wardrobe with clothes that actually fit right. So go to our special link. It's trueclassic.com/netters and start saving. That's trueclassic.com/netters. That's NETTERS. Shop there now and elevate your wardrobe in a big way. 100% perfect fit guarantees, free shipping on all orders. Come on, trueclassic.com/netters right now. All right, now we're going to get into a little side treat. A while ago, we had said it was my birthday, and we said people, if they want to mail some stuff to the office address, we are going to showcase some of my favorites, and those people are going to get some merch. I think that's what we said.
Yeah.
So they are going to get some merch, and we've gotten some cool things. So I'm gonna show a few. I'm
absolutely stunned.
I'm not going to show a few on the pod.
Yeah.
First one we're going to showcase is from our friends at Happy's Caddies. The IG is Happy's_indoor golf.
Get more golf companies.
Yep.
I'm going to give another shout out to my fam at Ghost Golf. More golf companies talking to us is a beautiful.
And I don't know if you saw this note, Dan. It said, "CP, happy birthday. Enjoy a jersey and a hat on us. Big fans of the pod. Keep up the great work. DP, enjoy the leftovers from your brother." So it's up to me.
And also, that is so thoughtful.
I know.
Like, it's so thoughtful to include me at all.
Yep.
And then to give you first choice.
Yep. And I might just keep it all. Keep growing the game, boys. Happy Caddies. And I fucking pissed. I left the other hat in the goddamn car.
And that's the one that I want.
Yeah. So this, can the camera see that, Wags? This says tap it in.
And it's
Chubbs' hand. It's Chubbs' hand.
Just tap.
And the other hat is white with a green alligator right here with the ball in his mouth.
In his mouth.
That took Chubbs' hand.
You've got one eye. You took Chubbs' hand.
Oh
Electric.
my God, dude. So speaking of Happy Gilmore.
Gas.
Bang.
Yeah. I was looking at that and I was like, why isn't the Bees logo on the front? But it's clearly they can't use the Bees logo.
And because this is exactly what he's wearing in the movie.
It says Boston on the front. It's not a Boston logo.
Oh, good question. Can you look that up?
I actually don't think there's anyone on the back. It doesn't say, or maybe it does say Gilmore.
Just look that up right now. Either way, this is fire, this jersey right here. And then also, dude.
Yeah, it's got the Bees logo on the front.
And does it say Gilmore?
I don't know. Why would people just put 18 on the back if he doesn't have a number on the back? But
it's definitely a number, I think.
It's always 18 when you buy it, but
Yeah.
I'm looking at clips from the movie. There's no numbers on the sleeves. I don't know if he's got a number on the back of that jersey.
That would actually be so sick if 18 has just become...
They just picked it for him?
Like, why did that happen?
I don't know. Yeah, it's weird.
And then this one, dude.
Fucking fire.
Come on. God, I wish I had this at Four Nations so badly.
Little Rizzo action?
Little Rizzo. But there were a lot of Rizzos at Four Nations, though, so maybe I would have saved it.
Yeah, that's fire.
But I'll bring this to Italy, dude. Boom.
That's fire.
Get on me. So that's huge stuff from Happy Caddies. Then...
Dude, I can't believe...
This is the most crisp, clean image on a t-shirt.
It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
And I got to say, whoever sent this...
Let me take a picture of this.
The package got thrown away, so I need you to DM us. When you see this, please DM us. Tell me who sent this. So I had to showcase this one. It's insanely awesome. Are you ready?
Yeah. You get in the picture.
Oh, okay.
I'm sending that to him immediately.
This is
Tell the listeners what it is.
It's an unbelievable... Like, this must be his player pick.
That's got to be
But look how crisp it is. I literally do not understand how the screen printing on this. It's a picture of Adam Fantilli.
Hair looking like a zillion
dude,
dollars.
It's the best hair ever. It's shades of Lundqvist. It's shades of Zetterberg.
Wow.
When Zetterberg's really going.
High praise.
And then it says my son because he is my child.
He's your son.
And look at the image, dude. I just can't believe it. Is that above my computer wax? Can everybody see that? Bang. So please, if you sent this shirt, DM us.
It's pretty great that we both have children in the league.
Yes. Bright futures.
Oh,
Bright
incredibly
futures.
Back to the Adam Sandler thing, it says in the movie his number is 18.
Interesting.
On the jersey, but I don't know if there's ever like a clip.
Where
I think what they're doing is, and I'm happy to be proven wrong. Maybe I'll just watch Happy Gilmore. I think during tryouts he's wearing 18.
Yeah.
So people just put it on the jersey.
So fans,
Yeah,
DM
but
me.
again, hard emphasis. Whoever sent that, DM us and
Please,
say you
'cause
sent
you
it.
got- you're
the
getting a
got
package.
thrown out. We don't know who sent it.
And then this was my other favorite one that we've received. This card says, "Hope your birthday is top cheese," and there's a piece of cheese in the top corner. And then this is really cool. So, and I have a great letter here. So I'm not going to read this whole thing, obviously, but this is from Bailey, from the Saginaw Valley State University's club ice hockey team. Bailey does everything for them: game day operations, photographer, social, all this stuff. She's been working there a long time, and the team, they sent some team pics, some stickers for us. We've been getting a lot of stickers. You dapped up your water bottle,
Yeah,
War
yeah.
Road sticker. So Bailey's a huge fan of the pod. Bailey, we appreciate the support so much. And they have a bunch of different jerseys. They have
Yeah,
homes,
yeah.
aways. This year, they did a military appreciation jersey.
Dude, this thing is so
They're
fire.
the Cardinals.
Fire jersey, but look at the back, dude.
And then check this, dude.
On the back, for those listening, whole jersey signed by the whole team.
Whole
signed
team,
by the whole team.
Whole team signed it. Whole team.
Some of these kids got fucking dialed autographs. By the
Agree,
way.
dude. It looks professional because they are.
Absolutely dialed. I do feel like that one kid signed in between the numbers. Wild move.
Do you think he signed first because he didn't know?
Maybe it's either going to be first or last.
I
And
would say it's first, last, or second. Because if someone just did the numbers and he's like, "Oh, we're signing
Yeah,
anywhere,"
whatever.
and then it was like everybody's in the numbers,
Yeah.
bro.
But either way, it looks fire.
I actually hope Bailey signed this, but I doubt. I don't see
maybe
a Bailey. I can see a lot of numbers.
But either way, Bailey, you are a beauty of the highest order for the handwritten letter.
Handwritten letter. Don't see it enough.
That's very, very feminine handwriting, by the way.
Don't see it enough
Like,
these
I
days.
opened that letter and I was like, Jesus Christ. Beautiful.
It's
handwriting.
incredible. So Bailey,
Absolutely beautiful.
we'll be reaching out. I got your Insta here. We're gonna because Bailey does awesome photography, like hockey photography too, not
Yeah.
just for Saginaw.
I want to give a shout out to the beef jerky.
Beef jerky, Mr.
Well, I don't know what it was called.
Mr. B's,
We'll figure it out.
Mr. B's beef jerky. I
Someone
think.
sent us some beef jerky that was elite. I'm a big jerky guy. You know, I love my chomps. That beef jerky was
Cajun?
phenomenal.
Cajun and sweet and
hot.
spicy.
No, hot, sweet and hot.
Yeah, Mr.
Yeah,
B's.
sweet and spicy. What the fuck am I saying? I'm
Sweet
like,
and
no,
hot,
it's not
dude.
spicy. It's hot, dude. Yeah, sweet and spicy.
Southington, Connecticut, Mr. B's. Mr. B's has 56 Google reviews and is a flat 5.0.
Hard five, dude. 5.0.
Not a 4 to be seen, Dan.
So good.
5.0 Mr. B's. I love the Cajun. I love them both.
Massive shout out to all the gifts.
Incredible.
Phenomenal.
Incredible job, Netters fan. We appreciate it so much.
Merch
Bailey,
coming.
you're getting hit. Happy Caddies, you're getting hit
Merch
and
coming.
tagged. Fantilli, DM me,
Yeah. Let's get into some Powers rankings.
please.
Powers rankings, our top 5 teams in the league right now. Number 1, Dallas Stars.
No hesitation.
No hesitation.
No conversation.
No conversation.
Come on, dude.
I'll have a conversation. I would do the Caps because they are on a 5-game heater.
They sure are. They got the Kings, tomorrow? Yep. Kings tomorrow. OV buzzing. I could go. Yeah.
Let's
I
go
could
Caps,
Caps.
Dallas.
I've kind of been dogging them lately.
Let's go Caps,
Dallas
Dallas.
1-2.
Someone slid in our DMs and was like, "You better not dog so and so in the rankings," and I can't remember who it was, but I love Carolina at 3.
I do too because they've been hot, and maybe it was them because we have been dogging them.
Yeah, Carolina at 3 for me. They're too strong. I'm too strong.
Maybe it was Ottawa fans.
Yeah, but like we say, Ottawa's not.
You're
in the
not
top
the best
5.
top 5 team in the
Like,
league.
You're just not a
You're
top
just
5
not,
team in
dude.
the league. You're hot. This isn't hottest rankings.
Yep.
It's Powers rankings.
So, I mean, is Carolina even the 3rd best team in the league, though?
I think so, dude. 7-3-0 in their last 10. Winner of 5 straight. They look really strong, especially after that Moose debacle.
I
We got to
know.
give them their flowers.
How many had Florida won in a row? I think they were on a 6-game.
Yeah, Florida and Tampa are just like right up here for me in my next couple. Tampa has lost 2 though.
Yeah.
You hate to see it. Colorado has been really good.
Mm-hmm.
But
they lost. That was OT though.
Yeah. But
Fine. I'll go Carolina 3 just because they deserve some respect.
Yep, and then I got to go Florida.
Okay, so then, yeah, I think I actually do too. So I'll go. They maybe even could be 3, but I'll go Washington, Dallas, Carolina, Florida, and then 5 were between Vegas, Avs, Bolts.
That's it for me. No,
Not
Toronto.
Leafs? Not Leafs, not Kings?
No.
Vegas, Avs, Bolts. Who's the 5th best team in the league right now?
I think Bolts or Avs. Sorry, Vegas.
Who did Avs lose to? They just lost in OT?
They just lost. I think last night. Was it last night?
Yeah.
Let me look. Avs lost in overtime last night to Minnesota in a shootout.
You want that one. But they had beaten Pitt. They beaten Sharks, beaten Leafs, beaten Hawks. Kind of easy games, but still.
Maybe because of that we go.
But then they beat Jersey, beat Minnesota. They were hot. That was a tough loss. I could go Avs. After what they did.
Yeah.
Like they're the 5th best team in the league, probably. I mean, they're probably the fucking best team in the league. But right now, I'm like, you're the 5th best team in the league, and they'd probably be mad about that.
I agree. So we'll do them 5.
Let's go Avs.
All right. I love it. Getting into our starting 6 before we get into a game. Starting 6. For the first time this season, you would have been shocked to say it at the beginning of the year, Steve Stamkos finds himself in the starting 6. He's got 9 points in his last 4 games. Broke his longest point streak, or goal streak, I think, goalless streak of his career against the Boston Bruins. He's up to 22 on the year. This is not the season for him, but it's nice to see him get hot. Stevie on the list.
If he gets 30, which would be tough, but if he gets 30, I need so many people to apologize.
I agree.
At center, Nate Dogg. 15 points in his last 7. Is that a fucking joke? The Avs loaded up. He knows it's a cup year. He's the first person to break the 100-point barrier. He's up to 102 on the year. Like, they're not going to give him MVP, but he probably should be. Yeah. And he could go crazy, dude. He could finish at 140 again.
Yeah, he could.
So
who would stop him?
Hell of a week.
Alexi Protas at right wing, 7 points in his last 3 games, including 5 goals in his first career hattie on a nice dish from Ovi. Ovi could have shot that one rink length, and instead he gave a nice little pass to Protas, and he gave like 3 assists in his last. I'm like, dude, we need you to score.
But I actually respect that so much, dude, because the defenseman backed off. He could have had a go at it, which he's been doing the last few games, and I have no problem with that at all. So, but he was like, that's my boy right here. A ton of our success is because of players like him. Oh, yeah. He's never had a hattie. Here you go. Yeah. I thought that was sick.
The surprise of Protas has been a big reason for the success of the Caps.
Yes. Left D, we're going Noah Hannafin, 6 points in his last 5, including a goal and an assist, 2-point night last night. That was a 3-2 OT loss to Pitt. Vegas can't be dropping those games right now. Sid had 2 goals. How are you? Did you see Sid's point per game stat?
Yes.
That's 20
dope. Years in a row if he does it.
If he does it this year, which Gretzky has the record at 19 seasons in a row. Sid's about to go 20 fucking years.
Sid just constantly under the radar breaking records.
Dude, when I saw Witt talk about it, that's how I even noticed it. And dude, I immediately looked up, not that Ovi's like the biggest point guy, but I immediately looked up Ovi and I was like, why has he not done it? Yeah. And there's like 6 seasons where he didn't have point per game. Or 5 maybe, or something like that. And I'm just like, Sid is just such a fucking machine. I'm actually I wish I hadn't heard this because I'm so invested in it now. Like, when I saw him get a second goal, I was like, yes, come on, because I just wanted to keep him on pace, baby. Very good stuff.
And at right D, Cale Makar. 9 points in his last 6 games. Leads all defensemen with 75 points. He's got 24 goals. Could be the first D-man since Mike Green to score 30. I think he wants it.
Me too.
We'll see. But Cale, as much as I keep saying Werenski needs to be the Norris, I believe he needs to be the Norris winner. Cale remains to be the steal of the NHL on defense. Again, we've got 16 games left or something like that, and he has 75 points as a defenseman. It's fucking preposterous.
Crazy. You want Werenski his heart. They're about to make playoffs. You said he should win hard.
He should.
And in goalie for the first time this year, we're going our good friend, Jeremy Swayman. Did Sway and the Bees give up 6 to the Preds a few games ago? Yes. One was an empty netter, whatever.
Sure they did.
But this is a weekly starting 6, people. A weekly starting 6. And this week, Sway had a 25-save shutout win against the Bolts and a 26-save 2-goal win against the Panthers in a rocking Boston Garden. Very emotional game. So don't fucking come at us. And congrats, Sway. You are our starting goalie this week.
All the haters get absolutely fucked in your ear. Bitch ass. Okay, Dan, are you ready for a game to close this out? I sure am.
For the new initiates, this game is called Too Real, Too Fake. I will give Dan 4 NHL players. 2 of them are very real. 2 of them are very fake. I'll give you a quick bio on each player, and then Dan and you following along have to try to guess which ones are real, which ones are fake, and I will reveal the truth at the very end.
I am ready, sir.
Okay. Number 1, Tom McMurchie, a Canadian left winger drafted 49th overall in the 1982 draft by the Chicago Blackhawks. He played for the Hawks for 46 games across 3 seasons, during which he scored 9 goals. Then he spent a full year in the AHL before coming back for one final season with the Oilers, where he scored 4 goals in 9 games.
Respectable.
Very. After 4 goals in 46.
That's like the definition of
or
a
9
cup of
goals in
coffee.
46? Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 2, Dave Massey, an American center drafted 75th overall in the 1989 draft by the Ottawa Senators, played 2 seasons for the Providence Friars, got 8 games for the Sens in the 1990 season, had 2 assists, and was a -4. He left the National to play in Europe, where he once put up 45 points in 41 games for the Geneva Hockey Club.
Wow.
Number 3, Craig Sullivan, an American right winger from Connecticut, played 4 years at Merrimack College. He was drafted 61st overall in the 1987 draft by the Washington Capitals. Sully had 24 goals in 34 games in his last season at Merrimack.
Oh, God, okay.
Then he played two games for the Devils in the 93 season, where he had an assist and was a -1. He played 6 more seasons, but all in the minors.
Jesus, what happened, dude?
I don't know. And then finally, Tom Quinlan, a Minnesota boy. Tom was drafted 79th overall in the 1986 draft by the Calgary Flames. Quinlan accepted a full scholarship to play hockey and baseball for the Gophers. Then, before classes started, he signed a contract to play third base with the Blue Jays and left school. He had 42 career games across stints with the Blue Jays, the Phillies, and the Twins, and he hit a career .155.
Shut the fuck up, dude. Quitty!
What are you thinking, Dan? Think out loud. Think out loud.
Yet another great batch. Okay, first and foremost, this was just my gut. I'm saying Tom McMurchie is real because I don't believe that any human being could make up the name McMurchie.
But you know where I've been living lately.
Yeah, true. You dumb chat GPT.
You know where
bitch.
I've been living,
AI plug.
You know where I've been living.
You're going to get taken over, dude. I am going to be John Connor. And you're going to be just a bitch.
You got to go back in time and kill me.
Yeah.
You might be back in time right now.
The last 30 some odd years, it has just been a grift because I know that you are the devil.
Holy shit, dude.
I'm saying Tom McMurchie is real. The Quinlan thing feels too specific. Like going in, this guy played baseball. It must be real. But I think you're trying to trip me up with that, and I also think it's an ode to your high school roommate with the last name Quinlan. So fuck you. Don't believe it. He's fake. Then I'm gonna say that Craig Sullivan feels like too, he feels too boring of a name for you. So I feel like he's real. An American right winger from Connecticut, played 4 years at Merrimack. But what happened to him? Craig Sullivan is fake. So Quinlan's fake, Sully's fake. That makes Dave Massey real, an American center drafted 75th overall by the Ottawa Senators in the 89 draft.
Got 8 games for the Sens, had 2 assists, -4.
Hit me.
Lit up Geneva. 45 points in 41 games for the Geneva Hockey Club.
So I got McMurchie real, Massey real, Sully fake, Quinny fake.
Tom McMurchie, the Chicago Blackhawk legend, actually really Edmonton Oilers legend, 4 goals in 9 games, Canadian left winger, real. And Dan,
McMurchie, dude,
you
ain't got McMurchie. Even ChatGPT don't have McMurchie in his bag.
What's hilarious is the name sounded so AI to me. That's why I picked him, because I was like, Dan is going to go, that's the most AI fucking name I've ever heard. That's fake. But I was like, it is real, you bitch. So it was hilarious that you circled that immediately, because I was like, that name is bananas.
I'm onto your bullshit, dude.
So you had real for Tom McMurchie. He is real. Dave Massey, the center who lit up the Geneva Hockey Club after leaving the National, you had as real.
Come on, give me 2 for 2.
Dave Massey, fake.
Fuck!
Really good guess, though.
All right.
I thought Geneva might, you might be like, it's too specific. It must be real.
It felt specific. I feel like I was like, oh, dude, that feels,
Yep.
But all right.
Then Craig Sullivan, you suspected might be real because the name was boring.
Yeah.
You guessed fake, though.
Yeah.
Craig Sullivan played 4 years at Merrimack, had a hell of a season at Merrimack, then only got 2 games for the Devils in 93 where he had an assist and a -1. You had fake, unfortunately. But he is fake, Dan.
Come on.
Really good job, which means, Dan, Tom Quinlan A Minnesota boy drafted 79th overall by the Flames in 86, accepted a full hockey scholarship to play for the Gophers, and then immediately left for the MLB, played for the Blue Jays, the Phillies, and the Twins in 42 career games, hit 155, is extremely real.
Dude, that's crazy. What a talent. What a talent.
Dude, I saw that and I was like,
I'm
what?
going to say, though, I might call bullshit on you. He never got his cup, dude. Never got a cup of coffee.
Yeah, fair. It was a little bit of a, it was just so awesome. I had to put him in.
Drafted 79th overall, that's pretty legit.
It's a
It's not like
third-round
this guy
pick.
was like a 7th round pick that,
Yeah,
you know,
it's a third-round
was like,
pick.
I'm not even thinking
He had
about
a
it.
full
Dude.
scholarship to the Gophers.
Yeah, that he counts. Fucking Tom
He
Quinlan.
was too
dude.
sick to not put. I was like, what the fuck?
Tom Quinlan, come on the pod, dude.
Dude, and I think Tom, if anybody knows Tom, hit us up. I think I legitimately maybe remember him from baseball, maybe. But I was like, what?
You were like, why do I know this name?
Yeah, but then I was like, there's no way you were that good at hockey. Crazy stuff.
Bro, Quinny, remember when we got Eric Daze on the pod after doing a feature on him? That was so funny. We got to get Tom Quinlan on.
We got to get Tom.
Phenomenal work, Christopher. Phenomenal work.
Thank you so much.
Great episode of the Empty Netters podcast. That's it for us this week. You will see us again next week. We've got some fun stuff coming for you as always. Let's keep eyes on this wild card race. That was absolutely preposterous going through that because this is going to be a trip. And until we see you next time,
Skate hard.